That's a very important question, first of all. Global warming actually has been impacting Bhutan in so many ways. To start with, Bhutan is in Himalayan, and then Bhutan is also considered as one of the tributaries to the river Brahmaputra. So we have a huge amount of glaciers, and then we have like more than 2,000 glacier lakes there. So the first impact would be on the glacier lakes that we have. And then from around 2,000 glacier lakes that we have, 17 of them are already identified as dangerous glacier lake in the face of climate change, global warming. So global warming has been rapidly triggering the impact called GLOF, glacier lake outburst flood. And then in the history of Bhutan, in the recent history of Bhutan, we have had around 2 global glacier lake outburst flood, and that is the first thing. And then other thing is it also impacts agriculture production in Bhutan. It has been actually changing the growing patterns, and there are so many other impacts. Water is the most important thing. Water is actually the most important source of income for country. So in that way, it's going to impact. And then in terms of adaptation and coping mechanism, first thing is we are a underdeveloped country. With the help of so many international institutions, we have been doing so many things. So in terms of adapting to global warming's impact on glacial lake outburst flood, what we have been doing is we have been lowering the water level of some glacial lakes in the highlands, Bhutan highlands. Second thing is we have been installing a warning system in terms, in a sense, like if glacial lake outburst flood happens, so that the community becomes informed. And other things is like we are also looking at enhancing the financial security. So that is something that we really need to do. But I cannot say that we have succeeded in doing all these things. We are doing, and then other thing is we are also trying to work on the agriculture. So we are trying to bring in sustainable, resilient agriculture system. And other thing is education, of course. So education has been very important, has played a very important role in advocating action against climate change in Bhutan. And then in many of the schools and in the colleges, the curriculum taught has a climate change component. So maybe for now I can say these are some things that we are doing. Other thing is we have been actually really working on the legal framework as well. If you remember from Paris Agreement, our country has promised to be carbon neutral throughout the times to come in. And then by 2030, all the transportation we are trying to make it. The transportation system, the energy usage, we're trying to make it from renewable energy sources. And then we have some other smaller projects. But most importantly, we have been advocating individual action, and we have been trying to bring in a legal framework in which the government and people can work so that they can adapt and be resilient to climate change.